Tom Green has cancer. It is early 2000 and he is about to go under the knife while the cameras roll because he would like to educate you on the world of testicular cancer. And if you see his internal organs and his goody gooey insides, well, so be it. So there he is, at 28 years old in a hospital gown, making jokes while medical professionals get ready to chop off one of his nuts.
This is going to f***ing suck,
he says. And if you know anything about him, there is nothing off limits for Tom Green. This right here was the ultimate combination of tragedy and comedy. You have this young man in the prime of his life facing death while telling the world's greatest testicle joke. Tom Green's life was on the line for this punchline. And this joke wasn't actually a joke, it was real life. This comedian turned cancer into performance art while making us believe that God might have a twisted sense of humor. Kinda like Tom Green himself. The dude revolutionized a breed of comedy that borders on anarchy, using the boob tube to reveal how wild and crazy the world can be. All you need is a warrior clown poet willing to go beyond whatever your dirtiest thoughts can imagine. The comedy stylings of Tom Green consist of gross-out reality-based chaos, with flair from old-school hip-hop and energy from punk rock skateboard culture. And there's usually animals involved, somehow. But are these gags, pranks, and jokes still funny? Or are they even funnier now? Was Tom Green misunderstood and ahead of his time? Or was he just an idiot who happened to get a TV show? Or was he trying to tell us something about the human condition through tomfoolery and disgusting shenanigans? And is this man out there still entertaining and influencing and educating the masses? I don't know, I'm asking you. So yeah, what the f*** happened to Tom Green? But to truly understand what the f*** happened to Tom Green, we must begin at the beginning, and the beginning began when he was born on his birthday, 1971, Ontario, Canada. And as you can probably guess, Tom Green was a skater boy who loved practical jokes and other such things, stemming from a sort of anger against authority, using over-the-top and sometimes vile antics to get a laugh, and to make us think. But he would soon find out that just because something was funny in high school didn't mean that it was funny in front of strangers. At least not yet. In college, not long after launching a go at stand-up comedy as a teen, young Thomas Green honed his skills with a college radio show. This he spun into a late-night call-in show with eventual MTV sidekick Glenn Humplick. What would eventually be known as The Tom Green Show premiered back in 1994, airing only in Canada for years until MTV picked it up, debuting in January 1999. MTV was on the cusp of a major transition, nearly ditching the M, which stood for music, in favor of reality shows. So here was the new standard, and it didn't take long for Tom Green to make a name for himself. Love him or loathe him. Bottom line is, Tom Green would do absolutely anything for a laugh, even if you weren't laughing. For their part, TV Guide, the ultimate authority of all things television, I guess, would name The Tom Green Show one of the 50 worst programs ever. Which kind of means the show was effective and did its thing. It did exactly what Tom Green was trying to do. Success. Cause yeah, look at the legacy of The Tom Green Show. You've got Jackass, Billy on the Street, The Eric Andre Show, which Tom Green even appeared on in 2012. But yeah, all those balls to the wall, f*** around with anybody type of shows, they all owe their green lighting and success to Tom Green. In early 2000, Tom Green dressed up as Hitler at a bar mitzvah. Okay, so actually he didn't. But many people believed that, because that was like the rumor on the streets that we were able to spread around even before social media. So a lot of people, without any evidence, thought that Tom Green got canceled because he dressed like Hitler and went to a bar mitzvah. But he didn't do any of that. This is what kids these days call fake news. In actuality, the end of the Tom Green show came with his bout with testicular cancer, which, as you know, was documented widely in his groundbreaking TV special. It was that cut the cord. But Tom Green would soon cut the umbilical cord with his teeth in the film Freddy Got Fingered. This Tom Green magnum opus of a movie was called offensive, witless, tragically awful, and below the creativity of a sideshow act. But what does Tom Green care about those pesky critics? He sure showed them by showing up at the Razzies, wearing his wedding tuxedo, head held high and ready to graciously accept his awards. His Freddy movie took home 5 Razzies that year, all of the best. You know, like Worst Picture, Worst Actor, Worst Director, Worst Screenplay, and Worst Screen Couple, which was Tom Green and any of the animals he abuses. And yeah, he accepted those honors.
You know, when I made this movie, I didn't think that I was going to get this much, praise and adulation. So I'm very happy.
But you know what? Thanks to the dudes at Red Letter Media, people are now looking at this film in a whole new way. This thing may very well be a brilliant social commentary on how the Hollywood system operates when a silly man becomes popular. You know, they're like, oh, you're a hot new comedian? And then they give these goofballs millions of buckaroos and let them totally f*** around, and f*** around is what Tom Green did. Some people call this kind of stuff anti-comedy. Some people call this kind of stuff satirical genius. And some people call this stuff, stupid. But sometimes you gotta be smart to be stupid.
You hear the funny sound? You hear the funny sound? It's my hooves! It's my hooves!
Prior to making Freddy Got Fingered, Tom Green landed an oddball supporting part that stole every scene in the movie Road Trip. It's the one where he licks a mouse. And he was briefly in Charlie's Angels, playing the boyfriend to his then real-life girlfriend and future ex-wife Drew Barrymore. After a marriage stunt on Saturday Night Live, when Tom Green hosted, the two actually did wed in July of 2001, filing for divorce that December. And actually, quite recently, the two have reconnected as friends, and that's kinda nice to see. And yeah, for some reason and somehow, Tom Green would be trusted to co-lead another movie called Stealing Harvard, alongside Jason Lee. And he plays the silly, goofy, wacky guy who comes in and does silly, goofy, wacky things while people are stealing Harvard. So yeah, maybe the film medium wasn't for Tom Green, or cinema just wasn't ready for him yet, but he would play the occasional lead every now and then, as in 2005's Bob the Butler, which premiered on the Disney Channel of all places.
Bob the Butler.
You're not going to embarrass me.
You bet I am.
World television premiere Sunday at 8/7 Central, only on Disney Channel.
But he mostly stuck to supporting roles. Like, I'm sure Tom Green's #1 fan hasn't even seen 2008's Shred or 2017's Total Frat movie, where this time he shows some range, reversing roles as the responsible one. Blowing my mind. And there's 2017's Bethany, which apparently is a horror flick where Tom Green plays a doctor, which, yeah, that's scary. And there's 2019's Iron Sky, The Coming Race, where he kind of perfectly plays a cult leader, so that's nice. But yeah, the small screen was his forte. And so, Tom Green settled behind the desk not long after his cancer battle subsided, leading to The New Tom Green Show in 2003. Here he leaned more into his admiration for David Letterman and tried to treat this more as a, funny talk show kind of thing. But it still had that Tom Green twist. His biggest guests were people like Marilyn Manson and Andy Dick. So yeah, you get it. It was that kind of show. And it was frickin' hilarious, actually. It was like David Letterman, but with a little more slapstick, cartoonish fun. But unfortunately, the new Tom Green show lasted just 3 months. But then we started to see a more, and we're actually kind of hesitant to say this, but it's not inaccurate, a more mature Tom Green. Because, you know, people grow up and Tom Green is a people. Gone were the days of destroying drugstores or rubbing his butt on strangers. This was a man who went on USO tours. Admittedly, he is no Bob Hope, but it was admirable for him to use his comedy skills in such a way. But then, the small screen got even smaller for Tom Green. Not because his fandom died down. In actuality, he invited us into his home in 2006's Tom Green's House Tonight, which started as Tom Green Live, filming in his own living room. Before that was cool. For this go at an interview program, he won a coveted Webby for Best Variety Show. And all this great success would turn Tom Green into a podcaster, podcasting his podcasts all over the podcasting place. And yeah, that format, it's kind of perfect for him. It turns out that maybe people like seeing and hearing Tom Green, or at least want to know what he might do now, especially since his shtick has slightly mellowed, but still funny. Cause yeah, you know, his sense of humor, it hasn't gone away. The guy still can't help himself, and he knows how to tell a gross joke, and gross in the best possible way. When he appeared on Season 8 of Celebrity Apprentice, he was fired in the 3rd episode for showing up late after an all-night bender with Dennis Rodman. Trump was all like, "Tom Green, you were out drinking with Dennis Rodman all night. That's not Celebrity Apprentice material. You're fired."
You know, we have been having a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere today.
And you're doing this because...
And I think that'll translate into getting a lot done.
And when he partook in Celebrity Big Brother 2, he was almost refined in his odd antics. Still wacky, but slightly less perverted, I guess? But yeah, what really could we expect from this guy? He's unpredictable, and that's what makes him Tom Green. That's what makes him so great, or that's what makes you hate him. This is a guy who has so much fun just being himself. It's actually kind of inspirational. He even played himself, well, a cyborg version of himself, in Workaholics, and it was, you know, very funny. But there's nothing truly, absolutely, horribly outrageous anymore. Even his America's Got Talent stunt where Tom Green becomes engulfed in flames was later revealed to be a stuntman. So yeah, where has our Tom Green gone? This is the man who brought the obnoxious a-hole with no limits to the mainstream, predating those fucking idiots on TikTok doing those pranks that have gotten people shot and aren't funny and have no artistry to them, have no soul, have no feeling, have no purpose. Social media has sucked all of that out, and the beautiful punk rock edge to pranks seem like a thing of the past, because Tom Green ain't doing it no more. Nowadays, pranksters seem to be motivated by views and clicks, but Tom Green was motivated by his love of comedy. Performance art is dead, taken over by desperate internet clout, with all those hashtaggy hashtags and their thumbs up and their shares and their clicks and the TikTok and Chinese spies. They won't have legacies, and you probably don't know their names, but you will never forget the name Tom Green. And not to put him on some golden pedestal of filth or nothing, but Tom Green, the little utter sucker that could, he remains. He's still crushing it. He even continues stand-up to this day. But it seems now that podcasting really is his thing, and it seems to really make him happy. His dedicated fans still tune in to hear this man's hilarious wise words, which are broadcasted from his farm. That's right, Tom Green is now a farmer. As foretold in his brilliant satire, Freddy Got Fingered. So yeah, nobody should give a fuck about what the fuck happened to Tom Green, cause he's doing just fine.
I am proud of you. Proud. Want to see us?